Welcome to a Starter and a Chaser podcast with your hosts, Joe Clarke and Jon Passow.
How has nobody created a punk band called Will Smith's Mustache? I mean,
it's a really
good. Hey, welcome to another episode of a Starter and Chaser podcast where we review one whiskey and one beer a week. I'm Professional Brewer Jon Passow.
I'm Whiskey Connoisseur Joe Clarke. What do we have today, Jon?
Well, from India, we have the starter. Nirvana.
Not the band.
Oh, not the band?
It is the band. No, it's not. No. It is an Indian whiskey, unpeated single malt whiskey from Paul Jon.
And for the beer from Boonville, California, we have Horse Tongue Wheat.
Nice.
This is a sour beer, and we're going to really test Joe's palate with that one. But first,
He's been bending my ear on a beer like that. Let's go to Paul Jon. I know you're going to ask that.
I was
Paul
going
Jon,
to ask
Indian
that.
single malt whiskey. It is a unpeated single malt whiskey, which is interesting because a lot of your scotches are peated.
Mm-hmm.
So, Whiskey Distillery was started from Paul Jon in 2012. It's in Goa, India, and like I said before, third time, an unpeated single malt whiskey. Look at this thing. I mean, nice box. Has the elephant on there.
Now, they have a couple different products. This is their Nirvana. And I'm excited to feature this because we actually have a lot of followers in India, especially on our Facebook, which you can check us out there. You can check us out on Instagram as well. And on YouTube, if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. So this is what the bottle looks like.
Look at the bottle. Beautiful bottle.
Nice and
80
curved.
proof, 40% alcohol. Nice curved, beautiful bottle, Jon.
Yeah.
Nice little John's medallion. Jon,
Not me.
He's
No,
richer
different
than
John.
I think he is.
All right,
we'll talk about that later. But anyways, so there we go. And a nice boxing
Actually,
to it. Go
I'll
ahead.
take that because we've got to pour this. I did not pour
he did
it
not pour
in
it.
advance.
He's
So
slacking. He's slacking.
we're gonna as I pour this.
Actually, Jon, I'm the whiskey guy. I'm slacking.
Yeah. Well, do your job, damn it. What does this smell like as I'm pouring?
I'm not going to tell you until you're done pouring your whiskey.
Shit, fine. Okay. Leave like
Box
that.
over here.
Okay.
We'll display the bottle back up there with the box.
Next to it. There you go.
That Paul Jon.
This is actually a really nice shaped bottle.
So let's see what Nirvana has to offer us.
Light color. Very light color.
For an extremely light color, Jon, I am surprised at how well it coats the glass and almost no legs come down. Good 10 seconds in, I get my first leg. There you go. If you can even see that on the camera.
The light's messing with me here. I'm trying to get a good,
super free. Yeah, we got a lot of light coming in our big
really
window here.
light corn yellow on this.
Yeah.
What are you getting on the nose here?
Very fruity.
Fruity. Okay.
Dude, I am pulling something out of this that is just weird. Kind of like a salad.
So grassy?
Cucumber. Weird. Okay, so
Cucumber.
the first time I pulled something like this out of a whiskey, cucumber. Wow, this is very like salad, cucumber, like earthy dressing kind of thing. I'm having a really hard time describing this. This is the first time I've had an Indian single malt unpeated whiskey.
Same here. This is my first Indian experience. By the way, if you are in India and would like to donate a bottle, shoot us an email at whiskeyandbeer@starterandchaser.com.
I am getting not a pear. What is the other one? Not cantaloupe. The one with the spikes on it. Big.
Oh, mongoose. No. Jackfruit?
I can picture it in my head, and I can not jackfruit.
With the spikes.
It's tropical. It's killing me, Jon, that we're not picking this out. I can see it in my head.
The spikes on it.
Yes, it is a fruit.
If you know what Joe is talking about, leave a comment in the description because I have no idea what he's talking about.
I can't even say the words right now, so we're going to keep going here.
What? Shall we just try it? Jump into it?
Let's do it.
All right.
He says Prost, I say Slanja. Ooh. Actually, John, I was picking up grapes.
That was the spiky fruit? I don't know what kind of grapes you have, but...
That's what's really transferring now is a lot of grapes. Now that I get it on the palate, it is like a very grapey...
Sauvignon Blanc.
Green grape,
Sauvignon
white
Blanc,
wine kind of thing going on here.
Little herbal, little grassy, which is like signature of Sauv Blanc. I do get a vinous quality to this. This is really interesting. When I first opened this bottle, I got nothing but honey.
I'm getting the cucumber on this, dude. This is insane.
I get cucumber, I get Sauvignon Blanc,
What?
I get honey, I get a Scotch back end. I mean, it
is Scotch-like, but I couldn't point a part of that island or continent, however you want to put it for Scotland. In this, it is very more so Scotch-like. It is not anything near an American whiskey. Jesus, I'm getting the cucumber actually is coming through in grapes.
This is so unique. I don't think I've had a whiskey quite like this. And I actually kind of like this because
I like
go for
different. Mm-hmm. I like new cucumber. Come on, guys, really, cucumber. I've never said cucumber. I don't think I've ever tasted cucumber in a whiskey before.
No, everybody has his own palate. And for my palate, it is just, it's beautifully complex. It doesn't have a super long finish, but what it does have up front offers you something, an experience that I don't think you're going to get anywhere else on the planet.
Right.
You know?
And the crazy thing is, this is 80 proof, and I heard they have a cast strength version.
Dude. This, I wonder how old this is. You know, I know parts of India can be very humid, they can be very hot. So I wonder if this is a younger whiskey that has like aged super fast.
Is it like a Texas kind of situation?
Yeah, kind of like
what you're saying?
Texas and US.
Yeah.
I'm really curious. I'd love to kind of bend their ear and talk shop with them.
I'm down. This is John's bottle. I need a bottle of this because this is delicious. And I think retail was what, $30?
It was about $30 here in the
Ohio.
US. Yeah. Wow.
I'm blown away. I think the cucumber note and the wine note and the grape note and the kind of honey note to it is incredibly mashed together in this. I'm glad it doesn't have a peat note to it because I think it would destroy this whiskey.
I don't think so.
I think it would.
Okay. If they did it lightly,
this is unique.
I think it might complement it.
I appreciate this.
Now, usually for each of the segments, we try to keep it around 7 minutes, but I'm going to keep pushing on this one because I'm very curious. Do you pick up any barrel?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Look how much is in his glass. And
he's done already.
It's gone.
I pick a little barrel up. It is very subtle. It is a very light char. On the very far back end is where I pick it up. And it just adds this little like, oh, hello. Absolutely astonishing. I want to try more whiskeys from India.
I'm just doing a really tiny splash because I
We're just going to keep going on this.
I want to feel what he's feeling here.
Yeah. Let's see if you can pick up that light char barrel at the end. That subtle honey, almost honeysuckle, I get.
That's what it's not like a honey from like a honey jar. You got bees and shit. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah,
honeysuckle plants. When you were a kid, you get those, little
pull off the honeysuckle.
That's it, man. You know about that.
Yeah, I do.
That's what that is.
But
with cucumber.
It's drastically different from what it was when I first opened it. From when I first opened it, I mean, it was honeycomb. I mean, it was rich, thick honey. Now it's honeysuckle. It's interesting how oxygen changed.
A little bit of hint of barrel notes on the end. Mm-hmm. That being said, guys, what do you think? Have you picked up a bottle of this? Comment down below. What do you think of this whiskey? Mm-hmm. Paul, John, pick it up. This is worth a try. This is an incredible addition to any whiskey collection because it's so very different than anything you have, and this is not even anywhere near our whiskey collection, but I'm just saying, between bourbon and scotch and all that stuff, and California whiskeys and all this shit, that has no place in there with that, but it
stands alone. So it's really unique. And we're going to take a break here, but if you're enjoying the show, be sure to hit subscribe and like. And we also have a Patreon account that you can donate. That would very much help us continue to make some really high quality episodes. We're going to be back with the Chaser, which is Joe's first sour beer.
Sour beer. See you guys later. Or is it in a flash?
Welcome back to the second part of A Starter and a Chaser podcast. We are on to the Chaser. And for the Chaser, we have from Anderson Valley Brewing Company, Horse Tongue Wheat. This is an American sour / American wild ale. And this is Joe's first experience with sour beers. Anderson Valley Brewing Company is from Mendocino County, in particular, Boonville, California. It was formed in 1987, and a neat fact about that region is it has one of the few remaining native folk languages in America, which is called Bootling. And most of their beers are themed with a Bootling name. This one not in particular, but you'll notice at the top it has Bullhornin, which is Bootling for good drinking. I actually was the barrel aging operations manager for Anderson Valley Brewing Company at one point. And so I headed up all of their barrel aged beers, including the Horse Tongue Wheat and their sour program. So
Jameson also.
Jameson aged imperial stouts as well. Now, we got to talk about sour ales in order to actually appreciate this beer.
What is sour ales, John? Because you've been bending my ear on this.
I have. I've been trying to get him to try sours here for a while, and we're finally getting to that point where he's going to try it. So when you try a sour beer for the first time, don't think of it as beer.
Okay.
It's really like a whole nother...
I'm scared now.
As you should be. A whole nother realm. It's going to be tart. It's going to be sour. It can be funky. It can be almost like the edge of vinegar. And keep in mind that the advent of sanitation in the brewing industry has only been around for like 100 years. So a lot of beers originally had a sour note to it, had a wild yeast element. This one in particular, Horse Tongue Wheat, is barrel aged. It is, so basically they brew the beer, and instead of adding Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is the beer yeast that you typically have in ales, so what they do is it goes directly from the boil kettle through the chiller and then into wine barrels. Being in Mendocino County, it's a big wine region, so they purchase red and white wine barrels, and instead of adding the yeast, they add a proprietary blend of beer spoiling microbes, Pediococcus, lactobacillus, wild yeast, Brettanomyces, and what that does is it sours the beer. This is a wheat beer as the base, and Horse Tongue Wheat actually comes from the fact that where they had their barrels originally was an old horse barn that had horses in there, and the horse, one of the horses, popped open the bungs from the barrels and drank some of the liquid in the barrel. So that's where the name Horse Tongue Wheat comes from. So it takes a while for these beer spoiling microbes to actually ferment. So it's a process in making these. That's why most of your sour beers are on a higher price point.
Switchblade out.
You know, it's what we do here in Cleveland. You got to be safe. So once again, don't think of this as your typical beer.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous because the stouts have played close to my heart.
Mm-hmm. But you also like the wheat bears. This is a wheat beer base.
Okay.
A lot of these
sours
things
are usually wheat beer.
No, this one
just
in particular.
That one. Okay.
So,
ooh, look at the head on that. Wow. John's is different than mine.
Fine, I'll give myself some head here. Right on camera.
Okay, now.
Mine is different. Mine is like Joe's.
Yeah. All right.
What are you smelling on the... Here we go. That's the face I was looking for.
Whoa. Okay, so this is a whole new world for me, and I'm having trouble placing this.
A lot of people, when they first try sours, won't like it. It's like hoppy beers. You know, you kind of got to really acclimate your palate to it.
Hoppy, but John, I'm struggling with this. I can't place what I'm pulling on this.
Okay.
Almost like celery.
Celery?
Like fresh celery?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I'm getting, cucumber with this, celery with it. This is an interesting episode. This is definitely
themed episode.
Yes. Celery, kind of cabbage note to it, man. It's weird. Let's dive in and see what we pull on the fucking palate. All right, let's do this. Slaja. Woo! Ooh, man. God.
Yummy. That'll wake you up.
Yeah.
Tart acidity. Right up
Sunday
front.
morning and somebody punched me in the face. Tart. Sour.
Couch sour, but I get
Like
a wheat.
a sour, God, what are those candies that my kid loves? My
Sour Patch.
Yes, Sour Patch Kids without the sweet side of it. It's the sour side of it. I want to hate it, but I don't want to hate it at the same time. It's weird. It kind of keeps pulling you in.
It's got a slight wheat sweetness to there still.
Yeah.
But it's fairly dry.
It's dry. It dries your mouth out. It dries the palate out. I'm getting this celery, lettuce, super earthy kind of drink.
I get
like a mossy oak, like car accessories, mossy oak.
So
that's a weird thing.
The mossy.
I'm looking at some like ground here to kind of, I don't know why, but this beer was like, look over here. it's like a cabbagey, earthy, mulchy kind of weird, man.
That flavor
I don't know.
that you're picking up is the Brettanomyces. Brettanomyces is a wild yeast. It'll lend some sour notes to it, but a lot of characteristics that it imparts is a funky note. As Vinny from Russian River puts it, wet dog in a phone booth. It can also come off.
I'm sorry. His notes are wet dog in a phone booth. How is that good?
That is that's Brett, man. That is Brett. That's the earthy.
Literally.
musty.
Okay, so we're in this big window here, right, where we film our. Because this is just the perfect spot. I think this is awesome. So anyways, on John right here and here. But anyway, when I tasted this beer, I don't know why it just pulls me over to an earthy note, and looking at the yard here and be like cabbagey,
another flavor.
Mulchy. It's weird, man.
Is
and Sour Patch Kids.
Barnyard floor, and wet horse blanket. That's all Brettanomyces.
Oh, okay,
and
that's way beyond my palate. I can't. I've never licked a barn floor.
That was childhood for me. That's what we did. Hey, it's Sunday. Let's go lick the barn floor, son. It's been a lot of therapy.
That is beyond my palate. Hopefully, I hone it more to be able to be like, barn floor. Okay, so for all the weird flavors I've been pulling on this, and stepping on my microphone, but all the weird flavors I've been pulling on this, John, I have a hard time not drinking it again. That is intriguing to me.
I think we might have a convert on our hands, folks.
I think I like this better than the IPAs.
Interesting.
Weird.
Wow, I would not have expected that from Joe.
Kind of digging this. I don't know why I'm digging this because of the flavors I pulled out.
Ooh, we're going to do a lot of
digging it.
sours in the future, Joe.
I'm digging it.
Now, the cool part about this is, beer in general is great for the gut because it's got yeast in there. This one has a ton of beneficial microflora that will benefit your gut. So, lactobacillus, a lot of people have yogurt. That is super high in lactobacillus.
So if you're like a lactose intolerant type person, this could help you?
I wouldn't go that far. So lactobacillus ferments and lactic acid and all this stuff, or it produces lactic acid.
I don't know why I like this.
I'm unfamiliar with the complete science on that part of it, but it's fantastic for your gut to have a culture of lactobacillus. Pediococcus, same thing. Wild yeast is all great for your gut. So this glass, good for your health.
I'm all about whiskey or beer that's good for my health. So, okay, we're going to do it. Beer
Dr.
good for my
John
health. says,
drink a glass of sour a day. No, don't follow my
This is, the more I drink it, John, I'm actually digging the sour notes of this. This is kind of cool, man.
It's very different. That's why I say don't really treat it like...
You know what's funny is that maybe it's where we grew up or maybe it's just our friendship and our childhood, but weird is cool.
Yeah, weird
I dig
cool.
weird. I'm kind of weird. He's kind of weird.
Yeah,
beer's kind of weird. I'm liking the beer. All right.
Speaking of Anderson Valley Brewing Company, every single one of their caps has a different story underneath there that usually equates to Bootling. So this one is in Boont. Will Pike back, Kimmy harped on Eminel, Earth Dam harped back. So that is all in Bootling. If you speak Boont and want to translate that, put in the comments what you think that actually means.
I am going to research that. That's interesting to me. I've never heard anything yet. But at the same time, if you like this beer or like this whiskey, please comment below. Subscribe to our channel. That really helps us, guys. Please subscribe and also hit the bell for notifications for any future episodes of our show. Anything you want to listen to on the podcast side as far as the sound side and not the visual side, the links are below. We're on Anchor FM, Breaker, and all that stuff.
Now we are going to talk about
Paul Jon
and what we thought. What are your
Smells
thoughts?
like Teen Spirit. I don't know.
Smells like Teen
Nirvana.
Spirit.
1 3/4 thumbs up. That's it.
Okay.
All right. John.
1, 2 thumbs up.
Wow.
Because of that unique factor of it. It is, I've never had a whiskey like this before, and it's rocking my world. While it doesn't have the long finish that I'd like, that doesn't necessarily knock it down in points.
For mid-palate, it punches, man.
It punches, it's got the cucumber, it's got the honeysuckle, and it's got the Scotch back end. It's like this cool fusion whiskey. And I really appreciate the innovation and uniqueness of that, and that's why I give it 2 thumbs up.
Okay.
Now, your first sour. Anderson Valley Brewing Company, Horse Tongue Wheat. I won't harp any boot. We were just going to review it. Is it ball horning or not?
Well, as I'm thinking here, we have some more beer left here. I'm going to pour a little in each of ours here. And
yummy.
we have some sours going on here. I'm so torn. I almost want to be like, I like it and I don't like it at the same time. I don't understand it. I'm going to be like this. 2 half thumbs.
I don't get it. 2 half thumbs, which would be like 1 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down.
Kind of. It's like here, man. I love it and I hate it at the same time. I don't understand it yet. I think I have to give myself more time with sours to understand it. They're actually super complex and it's just overpowering right now for me. But I enjoy
He's freaking out, man.
Sour Patch Kids and the celery and earthy note of it. I just keep on drinking it, so that's it. That's where I'm leaving it.
1.5 thumbs for me.
Okay.
Being a person that's actually made this beer.
What?
I can be kind of uber critical also on it. It is a fantastic sour. It is very drinkable. As far as my standards for sours go, I feel like there could be a little bit of room and improvement as far as how tart this is. On the tart side of things, it's kind of medium, maybe less. And I really enjoy sours that are balanced, which this is. It's fairly balanced, but it's a little out of balance with the flavors and the sour. I enjoy really sour to medium sour, but also having the flavors to back up that. And I feel like this kind of falls short on the sour part of things. It's complex, it's delicious. It's got a nice, still really good feature of the wheat aspect of it, which is very much appreciated. But 1.5 thumbs. I would definitely buy it again, for sure.
Okay. That's our show. Thank you for joining us. And hope to see you next time for another whiskey and beer review.
See you next Wednesday.
All right, man.